This is going to be an interesting one. It's called
Loneliness is at an
No More Loneliness, the rise of live streaming in East Asia. Let's go. This is 3 days ago.
all-time high. But isn't that strange given how connected all of us are now? I mean, with social media, we're able to see way more people than we would have
Ow.
normally seen in our lives.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about social media that I really recently noticed? It's like whenever you're watching content, if it's not being acted, it's literally just somebody being themselves or being weird, and someone just recorded it and put it online and it became a meme. Like, remember that ain't nobody got time for that lady? Like, she was literally just saying, like, ain't nobody got time for that. And it became a meme. Like, majority of memes are just people being themselves and they just say something crazy. It's
Yet
wild.
increasingly, you hear people talk about how loneliness is being surrounded by people yet feeling utterly alone. During COVID lockdown,
And a lot of people say they feel like that. So how can we really be alone when everybody feels that same way? I don't get it.
rates of loneliness skyrocketed and demand for online entertainment soared. It's no surprise then that live streaming, which usually features one person entertaining an audience online by doing a variety of things like gaming or chatting, had its biggest
Hey
peak during these
guys,
years. Especially in East
ping
Asia, pandemic
pong.
lockdowns have passed, but social cultural factors which exacerbate loneliness still exist. In a culture where people are time poor, have little energy for leisure, and even less money for courtship.
Korea marriage slumps to record low. Record number of young people in Japan. China recorded fewest marriages in more than 3 decades. You know what's crazy? Since I've been here in Korea, I have not seen that many children. I've probably seen like 5 children in this big city. It's kind of sad.
There is little
And I
one
haven't
can
seen a
do with
single
the
pregnant
downtime.
woman.
In this environment, online entertainment, especially in the form of tuning into a live stream, is easy, accessible, and low cost. Live streaming in East Asia, therefore, has become a dominant force of entertainment, social interaction, and more. On the surface level, it does seem like a good thing if
You
people
trying
are
to find a
feeling
wife?
lonely
No.
and they're able to fill this need through live streams. Streamers make great companions, but the intimate nature of streams makes it ripe for parasocial relationships to occur. The term parasocial is often talked about with streaming and refers to a
Hey man, would y'all watch me sleep? Y'all trying to do a good night stream? We could do a good night stream. Y'all could watch me sleep.
one-sided relationship we form with someone who's usually unaware that we as individuals exist. Think celebrities, media figures, and fictional characters. It was first put forward by Horton and Wall in
Gojo.
1956. However, in 2021, Coward and Daniel Jr. expanded on its definition, proposing that live streaming is actually more of a one and a half way relationship.
One and
Streaming
a
is
half,
unique in
you
the
say?
context of parasocial relationships because you actually have a chance at
Bro,
getting noticed by
XQC
your favorite
playing
streamer.
2K. Wait, what did it say? Hey
Of
Felix.
parasocial
Somebody say his
relationships.
real name. Hey Felix, can you at least guard your guy by holding the left trigger on defense? No. Okay, well, can you at least call for the ball when you're wide open? No. Well, can you at least stop passing it when you have an open shot? No. Can you stop shooting? Bro, they roasting the fuck out of XQC, bro. He ain't even playing online. He's just playing the
Because
story.
you actually have a chance at getting noticed by your favorite streamer. It's still not like a two-way relationship we have in real life with our friends or
Could go wrong.
family,
Never stream
but it's
myself.
much more reciprocal than coming out of a
If never stream myself streaming. You mean sleeping, bro? Sleeping, too much could go wrong. If never stream myself streaming, sleeping. Bro, I stream myself sleeping, bro. You gonna hear me snoring.
movie and
What you mean,
viewing
nah,
someone's
pug? You better
entire
watch
life
it.
history. Given how easy it is for viewers to form attachments with streamers, this is quite a well-known topic within the streaming community. At
I
times,
am
it is
not your
cautioned
friend.
against
Oh my god, this
attachments with
video was so
streamers. This is quite a
hilarious.
well-known topic
If y'all haven't seen Ludwig's I Am Not Your Friend video, it is hilarious.
within the streaming community.
Glink?
At times,
Yeah,
it is
Glink makes
cautioned
good
against,
videos.
and at times, it is exploited. In looking at the different streaming genres today within China, Korea, and Japan, we will see how different the experience can get depending on what need you're trying to satisfy and how parasocial one's attachment is. To start off, we're going to look at China and delve into the murky world of neutral boars, the Chinese word for female streamers. Attractive female streamers flirting and being suggestive with their audiences is most definitely not exclusive to China, but this
Of
industry
course
is
not.
so popular that it warrants a deeper look.
Did you guys see the influencer factory? It's like a whole building of girls just in a small like cubicle that's set up to look like their room, and they're just like talking to the camera, bro. It's
So
crazy.
let's get started with China, into the world of pretty girls, lonely men, and the exploitation of them both.
You've heard of it? Bro, I saw it, bro. That shit was crazy.
Live streaming is popular in the West, but it's had another level in China. And that's the very first thing we need to know. There are 344 million Chinese netizens on streaming platforms. That is more people than the population of any country on earth, other than China itself and India. So how did live streaming get so big? Well, from
Damn.
a social cultural perspective, we already hinted at the intense work and study schedules in East Asia. In big cities, the crushing pace of the never-ending hustle culture
Argumenting
leads
is
people to
China.
go online for entertainment, being too exhausted to do otherwise. In rural areas and lower tier cities, life may be slower paced, but a lack of
Lower tier
entertainment options
cities.
in real life also result in people going online. The combination of both
Bro, if you live in here, something tells me you can't go online.
rural and city populations seeking entertainment online has led to a boom in industries like live streaming. One top executive
All
at
on
the
a
live streaming
bridge?
company
Whoa.
states, Chinese people lack companionship, rarely have occasion or places to spend time, money, and energy. And that pretty much summarizes things. Now, live streaming is a huge industry with many different genres. The one I'm focusing on today is one.
Wait, hold up. Were they really streaming in the field?
Now, live streaming is a huge industry with many different.
Well, I'll be damned. You forget what I said. They do got internet. They streaming. Are those pineapples?
Genres. The one I'm
What
focusing
the
on
fuck?
today is one that is predatory and encourages parasocial behavior. Again, I need to emphasize that this isn't something that's
Starlink?
specific to China, but it
Bro,
is
I thought Starlink was only in like Africa. Like, I didn't think it'd be in China because China, they got so many damn rules. How could you have Starlink before they like get mad at that shit?
a huge industry there. It is on Noodle Boards, which is the Chinese
Nuju
word for
boy?
female streamers, and already we can see some cultural differences. If I were to talk about Pokimane or 39 Death, I would introduce them as streamers. Yes, they're women and yes, they stream, but I wouldn't introduce them as female streamers. However, in China, this differentiation is made clear through the term neutral boar, which also carries a strong stigma. Here's a quick taste of what media
A
headlines
stigma,
of the
huh?
word neutral boar is like, so you can see how the public perceives them. Pretty neutral boar forgot to turn off webcam and broadcast the entire footage of her undressing. Man charged with embezzlement, all to please a neutral boar. Neutral boar, who is an anti-drug propagandist, proves to be a drug dealer. The last one is a tale as old
Yo, anti-drug propaganda selling drugs is crazy. Bro, aren't you like hurting your own market if you do that?
as time.
That's
But as you can
crazy.
see, the term neutral boar in Chinese society is very
Or is she
intimately
taking
linked
out the
to the male
competition?
gaze and carries some sexual connotations too. The way the media chooses to present neutral boars and the events they highlight come to influence how we perceive them. The industry is problematic, and it's not just because of neutral boars, unlike what we're led to believe. This kind of media bias, though, is evident in many articles we'll come across, and half the time we don't even realize it. Social media makes this even worse because algorithms are designed to show us
Just China
information that
things.
fits in with our existing beliefs and to shield us from differing perspectives. That's why it's so important to be informed on not just what you're consuming, but also where it's coming from. And that's exactly
100%.
what today's sponsor, Ground News, does. Ground News.
Bro, this is the second time I've heard of this ground news stuff. I'm fine with people taking sponsors, but whenever you take stuff that's like legal or news related or anything to do with like land ownership and like gag gifts, like prepare for this shit to bite you in the ass one day if it turns out that this news itself is coming from some bullshit. As soon as someone finds out ground news was coming from China, everybody that shielded this shit is going to be looking crazy.
Is an app and website
But
that
let's hear
provides
about it.
diverse sources to help you piece together the bigger picture. I'm a big supporter of their efforts to help us diverse sources to help you piece together the
North Korea fires a projectile into the waters. Yeah, I was there when that happened. That shit was crazy.
bigger picture. I'm a big supporter of their efforts to help us navigate the media's chaotic landscape. Last show story sent news that they the way I subscribe for as little as $1 per month or
$1 a month,
30% off
boys.
unlimited affiliate ones that will help
All
expand
right, that's
this
crazy.
volume.
All right, let's get back to the
Coming
video.
back to social cultural factors, there's some specific ones that will help
Always
explain
double
the
check, yeah.
popularity
You
of
have
the
to.
infamous noodle boy industry in China. China's
Infamous.
one-child policy, along with the age-old
Oh, they fucked up with that
tradition
one.
of favoring guys over girls, has led to a gender imbalance in China, where in 2020 there were 70 million more men than women. These men, left
Damn!
without a partner, increasingly turn to technology to satisfy their needs.
Yo, so that's why they be watching like All the damn, that's sad, man. That is sad.
For social interaction and intimacy. And the neutral boy industry, which features girls broadcasting their lives and encouraging parasocial
I
relationships with
like
their
her. She
audience,
lit.
quickly becomes a virtual girlfriend
Who the girl in
experience.
the
The
blue?
popularity of neutral boy streams have been a source of controversy in
Curated news.
China
I'm sure
because
it's
of
fine.
satire with sexual content. Chinese scholars have described the genre as vulgar, while scholars outside of China, like Cocos, have termed it as an entire industry of virtual girlfriends. Behind the scenes, though, we'll find that the industry is predatory, but
She's
it
all of our
exploits
girlfriend.
everyone. First, let's get a better understanding of the industry by looking at a true story of a neutral boy in China. She goes from earning 2 yuan a day to over 100,000 yuan a month. That is what
Damn.
some people's annual salaries are. Almost all of her income from that month comes from one person, someone called a big brother or 大哥. This interview
Huh?
was done by Story FM. I'll have them linked in the
She's my
description,
girlfriend,
and
not
it
yours. We
really
can share.
highlights the problematic nature of the industry, which we will dissect right afterwards. So get comfortable because this is a ride. Our story starts with Xiao Xiao, an ordinary and bubbly girl who worked an office job. Xiao Xiao didn't enjoy the corporate hustle, and though
Of
she
course
wasn't
not.
big on watching streamers, whenever she did, she always felt a bit envious of how easy their life looked. You just sat there, talked, played games sometimes, and the money would come rolling in from doing.
See, this is the big misconception about like streaming and stuff like that. It's like it seems easy, right? But there's a lot of different type of stress that comes with it. For men and females, it's also different. Like as a man, I don't really have to worry about like stalkers and stuff like that. I've heard of men streamers and YouTubers getting so popular they do get female stalkers, but like for to get a female stalker as a man, you got to have like 3 million subscribers, right? And then you'll probably get like five female stalkers. But as a woman, you could have like 20,000 followers, and like 25 of those people are stalkers. It's kind of crazy, man.
Donations.
Like the
Plus,
numbers
you
are
had all these
crazy.
fans who adored you. Shasha ends up quitting her office job and she struggles in finding a new role as she spends her days at home. One day, she receives a notification on her phone and it's a generic invite for people to start live streaming. Shasha looks at it and thinks, you know what? Why not? So she clicks on it and
YOLO.
starts streaming.
Bro,
Straight
who's the
away,
fire
viewers
guy over
pour in
here?
and
Who's
comments
this?
flood
Who's
her
this?
screen. She wasn't expecting this many people, so she runs to the bathroom, intending to make herself look more put together.
What? What? What?
She wasn't expecting this many people, so she runs to the bathroom, intending to make
I'll run to
herself
the
look more
bathroom.
put together. She ends up staying in that bathroom, streaming for 2 whole hours. And when that was over, she felt this huge rush of dopamine. Her first stream ever earned her 2 yuan, which wasn't much, but her viewers
What?
encouraged her to continue. And
Two?
that was all the motivation she
Two?
needed. Xiaoxiao learned everything
10?
there was to streaming. She bought lighting equipment, did the proper setup, studied how other famous neutral boys greeted people and interacted with chat. As Xiaoxiao began streaming full time, she still wasn't earning much, but she was okay with that. Instead, her biggest worry was on not boring her viewers. It turns out neutral boys before had ran into the same problem and they had it all figured out already. The answer was to do PK. PK stands for player killing and it involves two streamers who
Oh,
verse each other in a challenge. However, whoever wins the challenge is determined by viewer votes.
yo, it's like a IRL beauty contest, or like who's hotter, her or her. And it's like they do the wildest thing. Like, bro, she is getting her ass whooped right now. But bro, I guarantee if she like raised up her shirt and showed her belly button, bro, I guarantee you that blue line would immediately like go like this, bro. And then she would do something crazy. Like she'll like pull up her belly button, bro. Oh my god, it's like waifu wars.
Verse each
This
other
is
in a
crazy.
challenge. However, whoever wins the challenge
They
is
call it
determined
player
by viewer
killing. That's
votes.
like an
So
MMO
if you're a
term.
sing-off and one girl obviously sounds worse than the other girl, but her viewers vote more for her, she still wins. The whole vote system is important to note because votes cost real money, and the incentive for the viewers to vote is not just to have their streamer win, but also have them avoid the punishment for losing. Keep this
What's the
punishment rule in
punishment?
mind, it's quite crucial, but Xiaoxiao
Phil just
doesn't
go
go into it in her
for real.
interview, so we'll talk about this more afterwards. Xiaoxiao therefore starts doing PKs. During one of the matches, she versus a girl who was doing the absolute bare minimum, yet her fans were still going crazy over
Because she's
her.
hot.
She's puzzled at first, but she quickly comes to realize it's because this streamer has a great figure. This girl was literally streaming on easy mode, so at the end of the day, maybe that's all the
Look, bro, technically both of them are streaming on easy mode, just being a female in China. Okay. She's just streaming, she's on very easy because she has a figure.
viewers cared about.
You
Xiaoxiao
better go
changed
get
up
a
her
padded
attire to wear
bra.
more revealing clothes, and her streaming content became more suggestive. The number of people watching her soared, and people stayed much longer in her broadcast. She was finally getting big. However, she was still missing something, or more specifically, someone. A dagger or a big brother. Someone who will spend so much money on you that
A
most of your
whale.
income is from them. When
So
Xiaoxiao
you
meets
can
her
pay to
first
win.
dagger, she's completely unprepared. He sent her a donation that's more than what she would make in an entire night of live streaming. And then, after the stream, he wants to chat privately. She's shocked, but she accepts the request, and he immediately video calls her to tell her that he likes her, he's rich, and he's single. Xiaoxiao didn't know how to respond. She didn't know then that having a dagger supporting your stream meant that you had to send them good morning and good night messages, that you had to flirt with them a little in private. This dagger comes into her stream a few more times, and then he disappears. Xiaoxiao fumbled the bag in more ways than one, but she had learned her lesson. When the next dagger comes into Xiaoxiao's stream, she feeds him fantasies. As soon as she stops streaming, she begins her offline service with him. They talk for hours about life, struggles, everything, and
This is the crazy part and the hard part. It's like once you go off of stream to talk to these people, bro, you basically give them a sense of ownership of you. You become their pet, right? It's kind of like it's like having a sugar daddy. Everybody wants a sugar daddy till it's time to give daddy some sugar. Hey, that 60-year-old man, he ain't gonna blow himself. Hey, you wanted that bag, you wanted to fly out to Paris, you gonna have to start doing something. Then it comes down to values, but I mean, shit. The values don't pay the light bill. Y'all better be careful what y'all doing out there, ladies. Some gentlemen too. Some of y'all got to do that too, but hey,
anything.
here's what it is.
Xiaoxiao just wants the call to end. The dagger also starts sending explicit pictures and messages, and Xiaoxiao grows increasingly uncomfortable, but she doesn't say anything about it.
What do
In
you
April, Xiaoxiao makes 100,000 yuan. Her earnings in this 1 month was double her annual corporate salary, all thanks to the
So basically, she could have stopped right there and like chilled for 2 years,
dagger. Xiaoxiao
but
continues
no,
to encourage his fantasies until the dagger wants to meet up for real. She
you
freaks
fucked
out
up.
because honestly, she had
You
just wanted a
fucked up.
sugar daddy without providing any sugar, which
You
is
get
probably
it,
the case
I
for
bro. Yeah, I literally said that.
every neutral boy. She ends all communications and the dagger is left heartbroken. His solution to fixing heartbreak? Hopping onto a different neutral boy stream. Yeah. As for Xiaoxiao, after her sky-high earnings in April, May took a big hit without that dagger there. She wasn't making nearly the same amount, and it felt like to her, no matter how long she was on stream for, the amount she made didn't even compare to a few minutes with that dagger. Her audience started saying she was no fun anymore, and Xiaoxiao's mood plummeted. Xiaoxiao never met another dagger, and she also stopped streaming. Looking back, she said,
Who cares? You made enough money for 2 years. Like, bro, just stream casually. I don't like you made enough money for 2 years in one day. Where'd the money go? Did you blow it? Did you buy some purses? Did you buy a car, a house? Like, what happened? Where'd the money go? I don't understand how people just be getting all this money one day and literally next week they broke. Just don't get that mindset, bro. What are you doing?
says she had given up a lot of herself in exchange for viewers, money, and fame. Though she has quit streaming, she wonders, after experiencing the high of such big paychecks, how could a normal office job salary ever compare? Xiaoxiao's summary of the industry in this Story FM interview was that here, if everyone plays their role properly, you can get whatever you want. And so that is Xiaoxiao's story, and really our first look at what this industry is like. So far, it feels like the neutral boys are the ones who are exploiting their lonely audience.
Nah, they're
feeding
both
them
getting
promises they have no
exploited.
intention of carrying out.
They're both
Whilst this
exploiting
isn't the
each
case
other.
here, Xiaoxiao is one of the lucky ones because she has the luxury to regret this experience and chase other opportunities because she is educated. Many neutral boys are not like Xiaoxiao. You may have seen images of content farms and agencies going around in China.
Y'all weren't joking about the bridge. This is legit. I'm like, how they doing it on a bridge?
Neutral boys are not like Xiaoxiao. You may have seen
What is this shit? Bro, whoever created the first ring light, bro, he probably rich as shit.
images
Shout
of
out to him
content farms and
or her.
agencies going around in China, trying to capitalize on the live streaming boom. These agencies don't target women like Xiaoxiao. Instead, they go for young girls and women who are disadvantaged, like coming from a rural background or being poorly educated. Some of you might be thinking, okay, so they're from a disadvantaged background, but couldn't this be a good thing? We often see cases about how through live streaming, people who haven't benefited from China's economic advance, like rural farmers or less educated individuals, make
Shout out to the farmers, bro.
Making it big because of the internet.
Shout out
And
to
that
the
is true.
farmers.
Live streaming has helped tremendously in lifting some
They
disadvantaged
driving them
individuals out
tractors.
of poverty, providing opportunities they never would have had before.
The
Hence, you see
internet's
headlines
changed a
now
lot of
like
lives.
China's poor no longer beg. They live stream. But is it right to
There
equate
it
day
is.
in a life as a farmer in rural China content to another disadvantageous situation, like being a single mother in the countryside and then having an agency tell you your only way out is to stream yourself in a very specific and provocative way? To expand on this point, I will
Well, don't
introduce the
join the
idea of
company.
aspirational labor and desperational labor. Aspirational labor was proposed by Duffy through looking at female content creators and exploring what makes them post on social media platforms. Because when you first start out, you're putting out content, but you're most likely not making any money off your work. So why do it then? It's because these girls or women carry a forward-looking view. They want the lifestyle
In the
of an
future.
influencer, so it justifies the unpaid grind now because it's necessary to get to where they want to be.
By the way, that unpaid grind can last years. So buckle up.
Hence, aspirational labor. Duffy also highlights the entrepreneurial nature of this work and how usually this career is tied to one's passions. Desperational labor, though, is what Wang puts forward as a foil to aspirational labor. She argues this especially for the case of girls live streaming in the Chinese context. Wang states that the decision to become a noodle boy is often out of desperation. She gives examples of noodle boys that she's interviewed, like a divorced mother of two who states, "The environment is sleazy, but I think I can endure it. As my manager said, doing live streaming may be the only desirable
Girl,
choice
you
for
got a
a
manager?
woman who has to take care of two children. If I can have daggers supporting me in becoming a big noodle boy, my difficult life situation will be changed." Through her response, we can clearly see that for women in disadvantageous positions,
She has a
live streaming is
manager. She's
one of
doing
the
all
only
right.
legal ways to make a large amount of money in a short amount of time. Agencies romanticize noodle boys' work in this way, saying it is easy. But as we could see from Xiaoxiao's story, there
It's
is
not
more
easy.
that goes on than meets the eye. Even then, Xiaoxiao doesn't tell the full story. If you remember, Xiaoxiao mentioned the existence of punishments during PKs, but she doesn't go into detail of what it is. This is the other side to a noodle boy's work, because female streamers don't just sell emotional intimacy, they also pimp out their misery and humiliation. This is called maican. An example of some of these punishments could be putting a trash bag over their head, spanking themselves on stream 100 times, and waxing out body hair with tape. All of these activities
Bro, this is what's it called? What's it called in the VTubing industry? What's it called? What's it a Batsu? That's a Batsu, bro. That's crazy.
elicit feelings of
You gotta
shame
do a
and at times
Batsu.
distress from the streamers. Whilst it's true that punishments have to be something you don't want to do, why do they choose such specific degrading acts? If you haven't
Because that's
realized
what
it
people
yet,
like.
the noodle boy is not the main character of her stream. The main
Nope,
character
it's
is
a
the
chat.
dager, the big brother who funds her. One noodle boy who was interviewed says that if she performs a dance and the dager says that was bad, the whole chat will echo the same, and even she herself would join in by putting herself down. The same thing is happening here. By choosing a punishment that is intentionally upsetting, the noodle boy sets herself up perfectly to become a damsel in distress. Therefore, even if she loses, the dager can feel bad and come swooping in
Content,
like a hero
baby.
by
Yup.
donating a heap of money to make the noodle boy
Make her feel
better
better.
after her loss. The performative nature of PKs evokes very real feelings of misery from the noodle boy, and one manager in the industry pitches the punishment stage by saying, "This is your chance to show off your fragility and misery to move viewers." Agencies, therefore, are leading girls to believe that it is only by being provocative or being helpless that would get men to donate to them.
Uh, this is interesting to hear because it's like if we look at like video games or movies and TV shows, it's like all women do, they're either the damsel or the stress, or they're like super attractive, right? And now like more people are having their women characters be like more normal or they're the hero and stuff. And it's like that's definitely Western, but how is it like in the Eastern? I don't know. But even in the Eastern, apparently, like in real life, for women to make money, you either gotta be hot or you gotta be sad. So it's like the shit's there. Like I don't even know. This is crazy.
In
It's interesting to hear
internalizing
though.
this belief, girls justify the profiting of their misery in objectifying themselves and in presenting themselves to fit the male gaze. That's why these girls give consent to a punishment they don't really consent to every time. Looping back to the comparison on aspirational versus desperational labor, a big difference is also in how these creators start out. Duffy's exploration on aspirational labor is relatable for many content creators in all sorts of genres, being gaming, fashion, or who knows, social cultural essays. All this content is posted at first because the creators behind them are passionate about it, so it's a hobby worked on after class, after work, and even on the weekends. The important thing is, most creators don't start flat out dependent on their content. But it's different for neutral boards because they are all in to make it work. From the moment you sign with an agency, you're expected to stream for 8 hours a day for
8 hours a day, bro. I can barely do 2 hours a day.
weeks on end. You're
Ain't
dependent
no
on
way.
donating money, and the fastest way to get donations is to self-objectify, self-humiliate, and to feed your viewers a parasocial fantasy. In addition, because maintaining a close relationship with your dager is essential for your earnings, neutral boards will start using manipulation tactics when they sense they're losing them. It's common for neutral boards to immediately reveal distressing information when they notice their dager is absent from their stream, and some even collapse directly on camera. These forms of emotional blackmail and guilt tripping are extreme, and they work. One dager who was interviewed stated that when he sees this, he will come back to give the neutral board donations, but his reasoning is interesting. One part is because he doesn't want to see them cry, as he finds the pushiness of neutral boards annoying. But the second reason is because he doesn't want the other viewers in the stream to think he has no more money left to spend. So
There it is. You flexing for the boys. Hey, I'm donating to all like the Giga Chats, right? It's like, oh, you give all this money, bro. Everybody in the chat, like, damn, bro, yeah, that's you. You giving out all this money, and it's like you ain't doing it no more. Hey, you ain't got it no more. What happened, bro? I thought you was the dobu or whatever the fuck.
daggers, it's
That's
not just about
crazy.
the
Dog good,
easy they
whatever,
receive from neutral
whatever.
boards, but also the respect they command in chat, since all the other viewers know he's basically
Sing
funding
better
them.
next
If
time.
one day he doesn't donate the same amount of money, he loses the admiration he holds in the chat because you're no longer a dagger if you have no money. The thing is, whilst many
True.
daggers truly are very well off, a great amount of them are not, yet they still donate enormous amounts. The motive behind such big expenditures is shown through this exchange with a loyal viewer. After donating, does the neutral board interact with you? Yes, she will read out my name and say thank you and that she loves me. Things like that. How does it make you feel? Amazing. Like I have power. Like I'm
If you guys donate to me, if I start saying I love you, will that make you feel good or make you feel weird?
superior. I feel
Is it
like
because I'm
I'm
not a
better
hot
than
girl?
every man in her chat. I feel like I can rule the
I'm
world.
better than
The
every
transactional
man in
culture
her
of neutral
chat.
board streams and the
And
streams
there'd be a lot of guys in the chat. So I guess I could see it. It's like, yo, if you got 5,000 guys in there and you're the big dog, like, oh, I'm better than 5,000 or 4,999 guys. That's
facilitation of
crazy, dude.
intense parasocial relationships can
That's
easily lead
crazy.
to
It's bad
daggers
on both
donating more
sides.
than they can afford, and in extreme cases, tragedies occur. In
Bro made
2020, a
himself
man
broke.
sold his 3-year-old daughter for 80,000 yuan and then proceeded to donate almost all of it immediately afterwards to his favorite streamer.
What the fuck? Bro, wait, he sold his baby for 80K and he went to jail for 5 years. Who did he sell it to? Did they go to jail to whoever bought the baby? Did they go to jail too? Or it was just like, hey, give the baby back, you don't go to jail. I'm so confused.
The
What the hell
complicated
is this?
relationships formed between neutral boards, viewers, and daggers through
Bro,
legend.
how do you get 80K for a baby and then immediately give the money away? Bro, you only had one kid and you just gave away all the money? I'm so confused.
Reveals how ideas of love, intimacy, and gender are changing in modern China. Men are not just satisfying the loneliness through streams, but they also get to demonstrate masculinity through outgifting other Patreons and coming in to save their neutral boards when they're in distress. For many neutral boards, emotions are now a commodity to be auctioned, and the calculated vulnerability they practice reveals a dark side to how technology may have changed the way we approach interpersonal relationships. It is as Xiao Xiao says, as long as you play your role right, you can get anything you want. But what does it cost you in order to play that role? It's a heavy start to this topic, so I hope you guys are all having a little comfort drink or a snack. We were very
drinking
deep
water.
in the parasocial rabbit hole of streaming, but streaming can provide company in a non-exploitative way. I mentioned having some nibbles because this next section might make you guys hungry. It's time to look at Korea
The
and how
mukbang?
mukbangs took over the world.
Okay, the mukbang. Let's talk about
If you've
this.
walked into a restaurant
Are
before
those still
and seen an
big?
elderly person
Are those still
eating and felt
popular?
sad for them? Well, that makes two of us. But have you ever wondered why? The fact that it's someone elderly eating alone definitely adds to the sadness for me. But
Look, man, I be eating at restaurants by myself too. Why don't you mind your damn business? Keep eating with your friends and family. Let me enjoy my meal alone. Shit.
disregarding age and the person, what about feeling sad because you're witnessing someone eating alone? When we're looking at situations like this, a large part of how we feel is honestly just projection. Because that elderly person could be having an amazing meal.
That's what I'm saying. Mind your fucking business, man. I'm chilling, bro. That's literally, I am the old man. Literally, I just walked down the street, bro, and I was eating Korean barbecue by myself. I was thinking, damn, I could really be streaming this right now and just be talking to the chat. True, I was thinking that, but I was just eating. I was just minding my business, bro.
It a certain way. If you come from a culture where families always spend time together using meals as bonding time, seeing someone eat alone will seem a bit lonely to you. But on the other hand, if eating together wasn't a big deal for you
You
or
like
your
eating alone?
family
Yeah,
growing
me
up,
too.
then
It's
seeing someone
chill.
eat alone wouldn't necessarily mean they're lonely. Already, we are beginning to see some curious ties between
People
culture,
be making
food,
up
and loneliness. In
scenarios.
this section, we'll be looking at mukbang, and I promise there's more to this
Damn,
genre
I ain't gonna lie.
between culture, food, and loneliness.
I am surprised how she ate all them noodles. Look at
In this
this.
section,
Look at it. Look at all them noodles. She put all them noodles in her mouth. Now watch
we'll be
this.
looking at mukbang.
Boy,
And I
she
promise
slurped
there's more
all
to this
them
genre
noodles
than
up,
just
bro.
videos of people
She
putting
do that.
cheese on everything. If you've never heard of mukbang before, let me explain. Mukbang comes from the Korean words
Bro, if you never heard of mukbang before, where the hell have you been in the last like 12 years, man?
먹는 and pansong and refers to live streams of people eating. Mukbang has become
Bro,
such
but I never understand why they eat so much food, bro.
Korean
Like,
words 먹는 and pansong and refers to live streams
how the hell do they be eating all this food?
of people eating. Mukbang has become such a global phenomenon that it's in the Oxford Dictionary, with some of the biggest channels in mukbang like Tona having 30 something million subscribers and over a billion views on their most popular video. Mukbang is evidently very popular on YouTube. The content
Hey, y'all trying to go to get some food real quick? Holy shit.
here is usually edited and condensed to just someone eating their meal without much talking. However, in Korea, mukbangs originated as a live stream, and that's our first key point of differentiation. The fact that mukbangs were broadcasted opens up the experience to a more conversational and intimate format. But this raises
Bro,
some questions. Why live stream
how
yourself
the
eat,
hell?
and why did people watch this? By looking into this question, we'll also see how mukbang content has changed and how it's turned from a sweet
Hey,
gift
she
into
turning
an
up. Hey,
inevitable
I see
part
why.
of
She having
policy.
fun.
For the first point, if we want to understand how mukbang came to be, we need to take a deeper look at the culture. You'll notice that in some places, if you eat out, people order for themselves. And then in other countries, the norm would be to order a bunch of dishes for everyone to share. In Korean culture, food sharing plays a very big role. The idea that
Yeah, I found that out when I ordered my food and it was enough for like two people. And I was like, damn, I had to take it to go.
food is meant to be shared is apparent if you eat Korean food. One example being panchan, which are Korean side dishes that are meant to be shared
Yeah,
by everyone, so it's very communal. Another popular example is having K-barbecue, where everyone cooks on the
yeah,
same grill and shares the same food. Food
yeah.
sharing also occurs at big events like weddings or big milestone birthdays.
Damn.
Because Korea is a collective,
He the
also occurs at
Hokage.
big
Look at
events like
him.
weddings or big milestone
Look at him, bro. He the Hokage. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. Look at his little cute face. Look at his little sock. Look at his little. What is this? What is this robe called? I don't want to call it kimono because it's not. What is this? Look at him. He the Hokage.
birthdays.
Cute.
Because Korea is a collectivist
I want a
society, a
kid.
lot of traditional customs highlight bonds formed between the community, and this is facilitated by food sharing. Sharing food is also a way of sharing tong. Tong is a very cultural concept, and it's usually best
Looking
understood
comfy
through
for
examples.
real.
But let me give you one interpretation first. Tong is a sense of collective social responsibility. It's a warm and fuzzy idea of everyone being tied to everyone in society, so we should look out for one another. Let's illustrate this with some examples. Tong is your neighbor noticing and fixing your crooked tie for you before you go. And it's the bus drivers in Korea greeting passengers and reminding them to hold
안녕하세요.
it tight, as opposed to having a silent, bumpy bus ride. There isn't really an equivalent for tong in English. This is due to West societies being more individualistic, whereas the idea of tong
True.
is very much rooted in collectivist values. That also means there are many similarities when you compare within East Asia. Tong in itself is derived from the Chinese word qing. In Chinese, this word is more about the feelings you hold in your relationships, and there's also a sense of reciprocation. For example, doing things because they're a family, that's qingqing, or because they are friends, that's youqing. You wouldn't really consider strangers as much, unlike the Korean tong, which is very much
Together.
oh, maybe
Hey.
I have found an English equivalent. In Japan, the same character is pronounced
Bro,
jo,
High School
which
Musical was
refers to
crazy.
emotions. When we add the character ning in front, ninjo refers to compassion and a value that's also rooted in community. For example, bringing back souvenirs for coworkers to show that you've thought of them. Therefore, amongst the East Asian cultures, tong is a very shared concept, though there are still
Okay.
slight differences. In Korea specifically though, tong is much more woven into the identity of Korean people. Food sharing is therefore important to Korean culture because it facilitates tong, and you can also see these ties through Korean greetings, with the greeting 밥 먹었어? Meaning did you eat, often being used as a greeting
먹었어.
in itself. Since eating together is so important, eating by yourself or 혼밥 has been seen as a social taboo in Korea. However,
So question, you as a girl, so question, you see a girl and here and her shirt is open, so you tell her. Her shirt is open, so well, the way I'm seeing it is you just help somebody just in general. So like if you see somebody like earlier to not today or yesterday, um I was walking through Seoul Station and somebody had their backpack open and like they had like notes and stuff. And I'm like, hey, your backpack's open. And then he zipped it up. Like that would be like that. So like for a woman, it has to be something like you wouldn't want it to happen to you, basically. So if like, how would you feel if your bag was open and nobody told you? You'd be like, damn, nobody told me my bag was open. So it has to be like one of those situations. I'm assuming.
But the stigma associated with eating alone is a lot better now. One big reason being the rapid individualization of Korean society. 1 in 3 households in Korea in 2021 were single person households, and this number is only projected to increase. As more and more people live by themselves, eating becomes an increasingly lonely thing, and this leads us to the emergence of mukbang. Mukbang first started almost 2 decades ago and gained popularity on a live streaming website called Africa TV. The live streaming aspect of mukbangs provided an experience
Not Africa TV, bro. Africa TV.
of eating food together online to cope with the
Okay.
isolation of physically eating alone. Related to the idea is the word commensality, which refers to a practice of a group of people eating together. Digital commensality is exactly what mukbang provides, and the conversation carried out during live streams between the streamer, known as a broadcast jockey in Korea, and the viewer restored a sense of intimacy
Broadcast
while eating.
jockey.
Mukbang's emergence in Korea had a
That's
lot of
crazy.
social cultural ties, but this may have gotten lost in
If
translation as the
someone's
genre
improper.
exploded in popularity worldwide. Mukbang videos
What do you mean? For what? It makes you feel weird if something improper. If something's improper. What do you mean? Like if somebody's like shoes are untied or something like that? Is that what you mean?
as we mentioned, have taken over YouTube, and fans like watching
Yo, we're gonna have to do a mukbang tomorrow. I'm gonna go to some restaurant. I'm just gonna turn on the stream. We're just gonna be eating and turning up for like an hour.
these videos for a
I
whole
wonder.
bunch
I wonder how many people are gonna be looking at me. They're gonna be like, "Yo, why he's streaming right now?"
of reasons, but not all of these reasons are good. I do need to give a trigger warning now before we proceed, because
Trigger
in the
warning.
next part, I will
Oh
talk about
boy.
eating disorders. If you would like to
Oh
avoid this topic,
boy.
please skip ahead to this
Eating
timestamp.
disorders. I don't have those, but
Social
let's
and
talk
cultural
about them.
factors have led to the emergence of mukbang in Korea, but there are some more straightforward reasons as to why it's popular. Other than benefits of companionship and social interaction, which comes with watching almost any live stream, mukbang watchers also comment on being entertained, like enjoying the food challenges.
Yo, yeah, 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 yeah.
Any
This
live
guy.
stream, mukbang watchers also comment on being entertained.
Bro, if y'all never seen this guy's video, I can't remember his name right now, but bro, this guy is a competitive eater. He be eating a whole bunch of crazy stuff on YouTube, man. Like he'll eat like 20 different burgers or 20 different chicken sandwiches from different restaurants and like he just eats them fast and he'll rate them.
Like enjoying the
It's
food
crazy.
challenges, ASMR sensations, which is when you get tingly feelings from hearing certain sounds. Educational aspects, like learning recipes and watching how food is prepared. Visual aspects, such as watching attractive people cook or eat. And last
Friend
but
tell
not
her.
least,
Oh, okay. So Finn, yeah, like you just tell her. I like you just tell her. If you notice it, just tell them.
a vicarious aspect, where you watch someone else eat and it feels like you're eating too. This last part is the part related to eating disorders. So again, if you're uncomfortable and you're still here, please skip ahead. Watching someone eat and feeling like you're the one eating has a lot of connotations. The first big one is the shift of the
It
mukbang
makes you
genre,
want
which
to
was
eat.
created to alleviate
That's
loneliness,
true.
now
That's
becoming a
me.
way to alleviate hunger. Mukbang comment sections are
Wait, what?
frequently filled with comments that reveal societal pressures in maintaining a certain body weight, as well as a mixture of envy and admiration towards mukbangers who eat a lot and still remain thin. If you haven't watched
Bro, you
mukbang
gotta work
before,
out.
these are some typical thumbnails found on
God, bro, how the bro ain't no bro, they ate all this? But yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like because YouTube is a job, bro. And whatever you do on YouTube, you can't really do it for leisure. So like if you're a gaming content creator, whatever, you probably don't play games on your free time. You're probably doing something else, but you play games for work. Uh if you're a reactor like me, I react to VTubing. I don't watch VTubing outside of reactions because it's like if I'm watching it by myself, that's content that could have been made for YouTube. And I like say if I watch something and it's really funny, well, I could have reacted to it and it would have been funny and everybody would have also got to watch it. So I feel like if you're doing mukbang, you're probably not eating that much, or you're probably working out. So, Matt Stoney, that's his name, the guy that was competitive eating. His name's Matt Stoney, and everyone says like, how come you're so small? How come you're whatever? And he said, well, basically, I only eat like this for videos, and I also go to the gym. So that's the secret. So yeah, that's probably why they're probably not eating like this. They're most definitely not eating like this on a normal basis. They're literally probably not eating all day, and it's like, okay, let's make a mukbang video. Boom, eat all this food, and then like they go to the gym or some shit.
YouTube, and there is a lot of food. The mukbanger will usually finish all of it, displaying binge
Make
eating
it sound
behavior, and
grosser.
viewers
Oh,
also
they
expect them
think
to
it
eat a
sounds better.
lot. Mukbang videos can therefore skew our view of food consumption and thinness, because mukbangers seem to eat so much and never gain weight. Therefore, viewers
They work
frequently
out.
question how this is possible. Do mukbangers skip meals just to eat one big meal a day? Do they work out
Probably.
a lot? Is it a metabolism
Yes.
difference? Or do they make
Some.
themselves throw up afterwards? Regardless of how, many mukbangers
Maybe,
perpetuate the narrative that you can
but
eat all this
that's
food
not
and not
healthy.
gain weight, which seems impossible to most of us. This is only made more apparent by what they eat, which are often high-calorie foods. Research done by Kung and others analyzed 6,000 mukbang videos, and the most popular food eaten was fried chicken. Out of these videos, 84% of them featured binge eating behavior. Though mukbangers eat a lot, they never show any discomfort with eating that much food. Broadcast jockeys used to feature big meals in their live streams so they could stream for longer. But in a condensed 10-15 minute video on YouTube,
You
it's
don't need
just
to
the
eat all that.
mukbanger eating the whole time,
Yeah,
non-stop. With
you don't
eating
need
being
to.
the central focus of mukbang YouTube videos, there will undoubtedly be a lot of comments on the mukbanger's weight and their relationship with food. Strand and Gustafsson's paper in 2020
Damn.
highlights the relationship between mukbangs and disordered eating, with a range of comments such as envy and amazement. How the hell is this girl not fat? I simply breathe and I gain 5 pounds. And another similar sentiment, very eloquently put.
Take your
Bro,
fat ass
she
to the
eats 8
gym.
carb rice, 20 eggs, and gains nothing. I eat a piece of fruit and gain 4 zillion pounds.
Take your fat ass to the gym.
Don't come at me for not reading the number out properly. I know you don't do it inside your head too. Some viewers aim to explain how mukbangers stay in shape, citing fitness workouts. He bikes over 200 miles and lifts 6 times a week. Other viewers openly discuss theories
Yeah.
of eating disorders. This sounds cynical, but I wouldn't be surprised if most of them purged after eating. 10,000 calories is a ton, especially if you're an influencer and
Maybe.
you need a perfect body. Heaps of mukbangers chew and spit or purge too. When it comes
Maybe.
to viewers who perhaps use mukbang for unhealthy eating practices, this comes down to 2 extremes. Using these videos to help restrict food intake and being influenced by mukbangs to binge eat. We can see
Sensitive
mukbangs being
tummy.
used for dieting practices
Having
through
I
content.
I really can't eat a lot. I used to be able to eat like a whole large pizza by myself and be fine. Now I can barely eat a medium. Like I'll eat a medium and have like 2 slices left and I'm full. So my body's just changed. And I don't really eat that much anymore. And that tends to happen like if you stop eating, your stomach, your growling intake, your growling is what makes you hungry. It'll get smaller and smaller. And especially if you eat foods that are more filling. So like kiwis is like the ultimate food for weight loss and muscle gain and stuff like that. If you eat kiwis, your growling levels will go down. Same if you eat protein, like protein powder in milk, your growling levels go down, so you don't eat as much.
Comments like, he eats, I lose weight, I'm eating through you lol, and I haven't eaten a real meal in 3 days, so this is what I eat. On the other hand, some viewers
That's
attribute
crazy.
the binging behaviors due to mukbang. Mukbang made me binge food.
When I watch people eat food, I get hungry. So how do people not eat and then they watch somebody eat and they feel full? I ain't never heard that before. That is a eating disorder for real.
Food in larger amounts. It normalized it for me, so I stopped watching them. I literally blocked the channels that come up in my recommended feed. And after 2 years in recovery, watching mukbangs triggered me to relapse. Although the majority of people find mukbangs
Why'd
to
you
be
watch it?
entertaining, there is a minority that view the content and then used it in an unhealthy way. Mukbang's emergence in Korea had social cultural ties that were lost in the process of it going global. Moreover, the format of mukbangs going from live streams to condensed
video.
edited videos only further highlights the food
Yeah.
eating and binging process. Many longtime watchers therefore lament mukbangs turning from what was initially a sweet thought, providing company for Korean people to eat alone, to now an international trend that fuels binge eating and other eating disorders. When it comes to mukbang content,
that's
I
what
don't
happens
think
when it
there's
gets
anything
popular.
inherently wrong with it, but it's on why you watch it that matters. Whilst mukbang currently is quite controversial, its emergence in Korea held deep social cultural values, and I'd like to think that each video we see now still carries some of that meaning implicitly. Now there's only one more live streaming genre I want to explore. If noodle war streams sold intimacy and mukbang streams provided comfort, the next form of streaming bridges a fantasy. For the final part of this video, we will be looking at Japan and the rise of VTubers.
This is the part y'all all been waiting for. Let's go.
In all these sections so far, we've talked about feelings of loneliness, and it would still be an understatement for me to say that it is a problem in Japan. It is legitimately a huge concern. The Legatum Prosperity Index ranked Japan in the top 20 in terms of economic prosperity, but in terms of social capital, which measures how strong professional and personal relationships are, Japan ranked 141st out of
Damn,
167 countries.
bro. What the fuck? Bro, how do you get all this like green, yellow, green, and then a red, bro? That is crazy.
How can a country be in the top 20 for its economic strength, but rank almost
And
in the bottom
nobody is
20 in the
cool with
world for
anybody.
interpersonal relationships?
That's
There have been
sad.
many indicators signaling growing loneliness in Japan. A stressful work culture steeped in overtime, a
Yeah.
high number of single-person households that continues to grow, and a cultural shift in leaning into technology to fill social voids. For example, the therapeutic robot Paro is used to provide company for the elderly, and you have romantic companions like Hikari Azuma. These options were marketed more for one-on-one interaction, and for communal interaction, live streaming was a tried and trusted choice.
It's
In
called anime.
2016, technology would come in again
Thank
to
God for
really
anime.
change up this industry. Change came in the form of a YouTuber by the name of Kizuna Ai. She made history because she wasn't just a YouTuber. She was the
Yep,
world's
yep, yep,
first virtual
yep,
YouTuber, or
yep.
VTuber for short. How do VTubers
We
work?
already
They're
know
made
this
of three
history.
components. The first is a 2D avatar, which is Kizuna Ai as the
All
viewer
right.
sees her. The second is the Nakano Hito, meaning the person within, referring to the voice actor. And the final component is the rigging equipment that transposes the
The
Nakano
rigging's what
Hito's
makes you move.
expressions
Hey,
and
look, it's
actions
Miko.
onto the 2D avatar. Kizuna Ai's design, modeled off
All
the
my
anime
homies love
girl
Miko.
aesthetic, brought to life a fantasy of getting to interact with anime characters that have the same personality and depth a real person has. As a result, VTuber live streams emerged as an
Hosho
alternative to
Marine.
real person streams, and here the otaku subculture and community was more vibrant. However, for all that Kizuna Ai did, it would be wrong of me to have you guys think that she was groundbreaking because she was the first virtual being in Japan. Japan has a history of virtual idols. Kizuna Ai was simply the first virtual YouTuber. Back in the mid 1990s, you had the first virtual idols appear through Tate Kyoko and Terayuki, but Japanese virtual
Whoa.
idols only became known internationally through Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid,
Yeah.
or a singing voice synthesizer, and musicians, animators, and
The
other game
hologram
creators would
Wafu.
remix her into their works. This allowed
Bro, like the thing is, I think I want one too, just because it'd be cool to have, but I feel like it'd be boring. Like I feel like there's only so many voice lines that hologram waifu has. There's no way that thing is as cool as a Neurosama. Like if that thing was like Neurosama, you could have like unlimited conversations with it. I would stream that. I'd have the hologram on here. Just be talking to the hologram.
her to be shared within communities and around the world. Japanese scholar Fukuoka Toshiro emphasizes the cultural context behind Hatsune Miku and the likes of virtual idols as part of a Japanese tradition that ties souls to lifeless objects. The tradition that he is talking about here is Ningyo Choruri, which is Japanese puppet theater. It's a form of traditional Japanese performance art where three people
Oh, yeah,
would
yeah, the
operate
black
as a
mask
puppet,
people.
and a narrator would bring the story to life.
Yeah,
Japanese researcher Shirai adds onto this as he states that VTubers are like a new form of choruri. When an audience enjoys the puppet performance, there's a suspension of disbelief. They don't think, oh look, three guys making some puppet move. Instead, they accept an illusion
yeah.
of puppets as characters
The
of their
kayfabe.
own. A similar mindset is adopted when viewers watch VTuber live streams, because we all know there's a real person behind the avatar, but the stream accepts the virtual character for who they are. The
Hook
ease
it
in
up and
accepting this
chat with
is expanded on
GPT.
further by Kobayashi.
Hook it up to chat GPT and we're golden, bro. That might be a good idea.
He sees
But that's what those dating AIs are anyway, right?
VTubers as
The
a
ones
sort of
people already
digital
use.
kigurumi, which is a costumed character, like these onesies that had everyone in a chokehold in 2014. Imene Kozawa then expands on the link between kigurumi and
Snuggies. Y'all
VTubers by
remember
stating that it
Snuggies?
traditionally represented a desire to transform. So given this cultural context, the desire to be a fictional character embodied by VTubers is not unusual in Japan. For those that do want to express themselves in the virtual world like a VTuber, I have some bad news for you. Unlike other live streaming genres, VTubing has a high barrier to entry. This
It
is
does.
because
It's
being a
expensive.
VTuber is costly. You have to get someone to draw and animate a virtual avatar for you, and then also invest in the right rigging and streaming setup. That's why many big
So I was thinking because I said, "Oh, would you guys watch me if I was a VTuber?" And a lot of you said it might make the reactions worse, but you still watch it. I'm thinking, bro, instead of like the whole VTuber model, what if I just have like the VTuber body, bro? And it's like still my head, and like I could make the model like move its arms, and like I could put like fireballs and shit. I'm thinking like, has that been a thing yet? Or maybe I should just get like some type of background or something that like I could just do stuff with, like a green screen background or something. I don't know. I feel like we got a lot of cool stuff we could do. I just don't know how to do it.
YouTubers that you'll see are not independent, but instead signed to an agency.
Yep,
Another
Holla
perk of being
Live.
with an agency, other than them covering these costs, is that they can invest significant amounts of marketing budget into a new VTuber's debut in order to ensure the VTuber will have a fan base. If this sounds reminiscent of the idol industry to you, it's because it is. Many VTubers have a debut stream, and when the VTubers retire, the final stream is called a graduation. One of the
Oh
biggest
seven
VTuber
Mista.
agencies, HoloLive, makes it a point to debut their VTubers as idols. Just like how idols are marketed to love their fans, VTubers are positioned similarly, and therefore the infamous idol dating restrictions or dating taboos also apply to them. For example,
Yeah, they do apply. But for real, a lot of stuff is getting a lot of lenient, getting a lot more lenient in the VTubing sphere. So um, I don't think the idol thing will hold up for too much longer. I think in like maybe the next 5 years, maybe 3 to 5 years, honestly.
Life terminated one of their biggest VTubers, Ruha Rusia, from a
Look up a guy
scandalous
called
site with a
Sushi
leaked
Dragon. Bet
message, which seemed to indicate she was dating someone. Although in this case, I do need to emphasize that part of why there was such big backlash was the fact that Rusia
Rushia's fault.
actively encouraged intense parasocial
It was
relationships with their
Rushia's
fans
fault.
during the streams, and she
Yeah,
even had
so
engagement rings included in her
that was
merch.
her fault.
Therefore, the dating
Yeah,
scandal was much more severe in her case, because those who felt the most
idol will probably just
betrayed
be
were
Hollow
those who
Life.
had also formed the strongest
Even then,
attachments to her, which she had.
like the Hollow girls, they even then they don't really do idol type of stuff. The only idol thing they do is like with their work, but outside of like the singing and the dancing and the concerts, it's like they really just be doing whatever, bro.
Encouraged.
Especially after y'all told me about Kiara having her own like IRL type of stream and Maury has one. It's like, bro, they just do whatever.
Japan's strong idol culture had also
They really
previously
chilling.
been integrated in other genres, such as gaming, with virtual idol games like Love Live and The Idol Master receiving a lot of love from the Japanese public. So importing the idol culture over to VTubers makes sense, though we can see it also comes with many of the same restrictions. More generally though, the appeal of a VTuber isn't just with how they have an anime aesthetic or how they're presented, but it's also in VTuber personas. VTubers under big agencies like HoloLive or Nichisanji often have set personas and lore. The idea is that you
Shoo!
can browse through the streamers under these
Hey
big
Yen, what's up?
agencies
How
and
you
choose
doing?
the type that you like most, both in terms of looks
Welcome back.
and personality. And then when you go onto the stream, the expectation is that the Nakano Hito will act in
Fillion!
character for most of the stream. Now that we've looked at the cultural context and have an
Bro, did she
overview of
really
who
do
we
a
thought will
front
act
a
in
summer
character
did she
finality,
do a
and then when you
somersault
go onto the stream, the expectation is that the Nakano Hito
into a
will act in
freaking
character for
sumo
most of the
stance?
stream. Now that we've looked
Fillion
at the
has
cultural
too much
context and
energy.
have an overview of the VTuber industry, let's take a deeper look at what it's like. First, let's take a look at it from a streamer's point of view. There's actually a concept here that's relevant to not just VTuber streamers, but streamers in general, and even you and I. It's called self-presentation, and it was theorized by sociologist Irving Goffman in 1959. Self-presentation refers to how we consciously appear to different people. It's literally like this tweet saying, "I like your personality. Yeah, thanks, I made it just for you." Some people might consider
LOL.
this being fake, but another researcher, Schlenker, argues that we shouldn't see self-presentation as something that's manipulative, because self-presentation involves portraying a version of yourself that's still accurate.
Self-presentation is okay, this is a weird freeze frame. Let me move it a little
In
bit.
relation
All right. Self-presentation is interesting. I feel like you only have to do that if you're in like the normal parts of society. So like you're working a 9 to 5 or like you want to stay or have like a certain face in your neighborhood if you're not too close to your neighbors. But like for me personally, I still act like who I am. Like I'm just like a goofball, bro. I just be having fun. Like I'll walk up to somebody random and like y'all saw it during the live when I just walked up to random people and was like started, oh like where's this at? Oh, where's this? Or how do I do this? That's just me. So it's interesting that other people they like feel like they have to put on this mask when they're in public because I don't really wear one. I just am who I am.
to streamers, streaming is a
Loneliness,
constant
is that
depiction
just a
of
Western thing?
self-presentation. Viewers tune into the stream wanting an experience
You
that's
know, it's so strange. Like the loneliness in itself, it's like this is like a worldwide thing, but how can it be so big? How can loneliness really be so big if everybody's lonely? Like, why don't y'all motherfuckers just say hey to people? Just say hey. That's literally how you break loneliness. It's just by making friends. Like, I get it, social anxiety. Not everybody can just walk up to say hey, but I feel like y'all should at least try. I want my chat specifically, just like walk up to somebody randomly one day and just say hey. Like, just try it. I do it all the time. I just want y'all to try it.
that feels authentic but is fun at the same time. So streamers need to balance
That's
being
why we
real to
have online.
themselves and being performative.
Damn, what
Honestly,
the
streamers have
fuck?
the same time. So
What the, bro, what the
streamers need to balance being
fuck?
real to themselves and being performative.
Bro, what are
Honestly,
you
streamers have it
doing?
tough. In terms of an experience more specific to VTubers, research done by Taylor in 2022 looked at English-speaking VTubers on Twitch, and there were some great insights. Many interviewees mentioned that after finishing a stream, it was actually quite jarring to see their face reflected in the mirror. As a VTuber, because you're constantly looking at your 2D self on stream for hours and hours, that slowly becomes how you
It start
see yourself.
becoming,
So
yeah, it
coming
start
back
becoming
into
you.
the real world can be disorientating. Streamers also mentioned being very grateful towards their communities, but some interviewees brought up how their experience with viewers was very different to how people treat them in real life. One streamer
You
referencing
have enough money to stay in the house and waste a life away because you're depression. Oh my God, Yen. I don't like, come on, man. What? Like, I'm not going to say why are you depressed, but it's like, I know you guys can do it, man. Like, you guys are so upfront with me, right? Just like even you sitting here saying you have depression openly shows you have at least enough at least you have enough self-esteem to where it's like, yeah, I have depression, lol. It's like, well, where's that energy whenever you just want to like go out? Like, come on, man. I know you can do it. Come on, Yen. Come on, fist bump. Come on, do the fist bump. Come on, do the fist bump. I know you can do it. That goes for all of you. I know you guys can make some friends outside, man. I know y'all can.
the parasocial and toxic online behavior
You watch Anna too much? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But Anna's getting better herself. Even Anna has slowed down with the depression joke. Yeah, I appreciate it. Ali, Leo, yeah. Boom. It's so hard to read your name when it's on this phone. I don't know why. As a guy who has social anxiety, practice does help. It does. It does. Like, I haven't always been outgoing, right? Like, I hate bringing up the military, bro. Like, every stream I talk, or even every video I talk about it, right? But it's like they conditioned me to be more, bottle up my emotions and my feelings, right? So, I wasn't used to talking to people or just being normal. And it's like, now that I'm open with my emotions, it's still difficult because other people have their emotions bottled up. So when I express how I feel, other people look at me like I'm the weird one, which I might be the weird one. But at least if I run into other people that are also emotionally open, we get along. And you make a friend that's open. So try it out.
being candid on stream, says that people are so outlandish on the internet. I've never had this problem in my life, not once,
To pull
not
out a house,
until I
that's good,
started
Finn.
VTubing. What the streamer
It's
observed is
awkward and scary
10.6
as hell, but the more you do it, less scary awkward it is. Yeah, it's literally like, yeah, just like that's why I said just go up and talk to somebody. Like you don't have to go up and talk about the weather, bro. Like just go up to somebody random tomorrow. Go up to randomly someone tomorrow if you're going outside tomorrow and say, where is the closest whatever? Like, even if you know where the closest restaurant is, you practice. Where's the closest restaurant? Where's the closest restroom? Do you know where this is? If they don't want to talk, walk several steps and then ask somebody else. Even if you know where it's at, just doing that will help you build confidence.
as the online disinhibition effect, and this is largely because of the anonymity the internet provides. Unlike in the
So it's
real world,
always
because your
interesting.
actions aren't
Yeah, it is interesting because a lot of people don't know what the military is like, obviously, because only like what in America, what only 1% of people fucking join. So it's like I feel like I have to also air it out because there's a lot of veterans that still can't express their emotions. So I feel like I have to let people know like, hey, the reason why your veteran friends can't really open up or they're not like they used to be is because they were literally indoctrinated and beat in the head to be a killer or be a machine. That was their life and their life purpose because it was forced into them, and it's really hard to break those shackles. Like I've been out of the military for 3 years, and I only broke it due to taking weed. Like I went to Thailand, I had my freedom, and I'm thinking, wow, I have women around me. Wow, I have an expensive house. Wow, I have a motorcycle. Even when I started having you guys around, it's like, wow, people like watching me Talk about VTubers. Wow, I'm having fun, but it's like I still feel lonely. And it's like, why do I still feel lonely? And then I started, you know, taking weed, and weed helped me figure out who I was. And every time I got high, like y'all seen me high on stream. I mean, maybe y'all didn't notice, but whenever I think I don't know, I think it was X for nine. I don't remember who it was, but whenever I was in the stream and I was like, "Yeah, come on, everybody, party, woo!" And then someone was like, "Man, give us some of that energy, like, so y'all could get it." It's like, well, yeah, like, fuck it, let's go, like, be loose, have fun, be yourselves. And like, bro, I haven't had weed since I got to Korea. It's been like what 3 days, so I'm basically like detoxing, and I'm still, hey, woo, everybody, let's have fun. Even I go outside and I IRL stream, like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. People are looking at me. Fuck it, it is what it is, man. Like life's too short, man. We can have fun. We can do a lot of shit. Like, I, it's gonna sound parasocial, but I love you guys. Okay, chill, calm down, calm down. No need to be like I love you too, but I care about y'all. We are a community, so I want you motherfuckers to be happy. If I can be happy, I would like you to be happy. And if you can't be happy, I would like to help you be able to become happy. Okay? There it is. Uh it's like, wait, what? Sorry about the trauma. Oh wait, no, no, don't worry about it. Uh to a girl when her parents not as I look, I've heard about what it's like to be a woman in society. About how it's not like, why do women wear makeup? And it's like, for a lot of guys think women wear makeup to try and get guys, but it's like women wear makeup because other women are fucking evil. It's like, look at her, she's not wearing makeup. Oh, look at her, she gained weight. Look at her. Women are fucking evil to each other. So I don't blame you for wanting to wear makeup, or you think you're fat or whatever. Maybe you are fat. Take your fat ass to the gym. Like, I love y'all. So when I say take your fat ass to the gym, I'm not saying it to hurt you. I'm saying because I know it'll help. I know this because someone told my fat ass when I was 100 kilograms, or kilograms, yeah, 100 kg. That's 240 pounds for people who don't know the kg, whatever. Basically, I was overweight. I was I was a couple pounds from becoming obese, and I also had my doctor talk about, if I don't lose weight, I'm gonna get diabetes. And then I was watching a video, and someone said, "Take your fat ass to the gym," and I took my fat ass to the gym. So take your fat ass to the gym, and you'll start doing shit. You'll start being healthier, and maybe it'll help you feel more confident and go out and do a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, it's not easy to go outside anymore. I get it. It's not. It takes time. It takes time. You kind of gave up on a lot of things, and you got used to getting lonely, and gradually no longer care about your look or even makeup. I think it's good that you don't care about how you look or your makeup, but I think it is dangerous that you are not caring about your health. So, even though I care about your health, it takes you to care about your health. So, not wanting makeup is actually good. Not caring how your weight is good, but it's your health. If you want to feel good, like if you go up the stairs, like, do you want to, like, when I would go up my stairs when, and I lived in a two story. When I would go up the stairs, bro, I'd be out of breath. You know how bad that feels to go upstairs and be out of breath? That shit sucked. So that's when I was like, man, I gotta go to the gym. So that's what I did. So, that's just my advice, man. I think y'all can do it. It just, you gotta want to do it, man. That's too much. Yeah, 100 kg was a lot, man. It was a lot, man. But
Tied
yeah,
to
let's
your
continue this
identity,
video.
there are far less consequences. Therefore, viewers are much more likely to express thoughts or actions that wouldn't be accepted in real life. Further, if viewers develop a very intense parasocial relationship, they may think their actions are acceptable because they think they are much closer to the streamer than they actually are. Another observation from one of the streamers was that they felt like a portion of their community was incredibly lonely. Whether they were missing a romantic partner or just some kind of social interaction, it was clear to them that they were using VTubers to fill that gap. Whilst the streamers in the interviews all said that they did not condone parasocial relationships, many VTubers do.
Bro, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. That is a lie. That is a lie. We can, as a streamer, as a content creator, I will say we we all indulge in the parasocial lifestyle. Do we encourage it? Yes, by creating content and having people like come to the stream, like and subscribe. You're telling people to become parasocial and to join your cause or your crusade. The thing is, they don't want the parasocialism to go far into the deep end to where it feels like you're romantically involved with each other. Like I'm cool with calling y'all friends. I'm cool with me saying I love y'all, but I wouldn't want y'all to say it back to me because then it could get tricky, especially for like some people. Some people it can get very tricky, right? And that's why I also don't want to say I love y'all, even though I care about y'all. I don't want to say it because, like I said, it can make shit tricky. But this is just like it's tricky. That's why everybody will say, no, I don't like parasocial relationships while saying like and subscribe and join my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? They will shill shit that actively indulges in the parasocialism while saying they don't like it. Because at the same time, if you didn't like it, why would you do it? Why would you tell people to subscribe? At some point, it becomes more than money. Some people, it's just about money, which it is what it is to those people. But for some people, it's more than that. Ugh. You think if I was pretty, I'm not gonna stay in the house and watch your stream? Yeah, I think so because there's pretty people that watch my stream all the time. There's a conventionally attractive people that watch my stream. It's okay. You could be a conventionally attractive and watch my stream at 1 a.m. Well, you think only ugly people watch my stream? Is that what you try to say, Yen? Try to say everybody ugly?
Do
Come on,
present
Yen.
a girlfriend or boyfriend experience. Agencies will also often encourage parasocial relationships by presenting the streamers as subjects of romantic fantasies. We can see this again through merch. Normally, in relationships, marriage is seen as the ultimate end goal. And here you have
Bro,
it, marriage.
merch
Finally,
rings
something
is
that is very
crazy.
unique to being a VTuber is how, despite their online fame, the Nakano Hito's identity is something that is kept very hidden. This is both a pro and a con. In terms of pros,
Hmm.
evidently, the Nakano Hito is able to receive
You
a
can go
lot of the
outside.
benefits that come with having fame without many downsides. Nakano Hitos are able to
I'm
secure
beautiful. I don't
friends,
like leaving. Yeah,
companies,
exactly.
fans that adore you, a job that you enjoy, and still have privacy when you go out. But this situation is definitely a double-edged sword because of two reasons. First, it's crucial that your real-world identity is not leaked, because that is what maintains the illusion of your VTuber persona. If you're an independent VTuber, things
It
may be
doesn't matter.
different, but under
Yeah.
agencies,
For
Nakano
indie,
Hito
it don't matter.
identities are kept secret, largely in the corporate interest for preserving this illusion. The community and viewers recognize this need for privacy.
Well, it also, I mean, I feel like this video is not really outdated. It only came out 3 years ago, but even in corporate VTubing, it's becoming less and less of a thing because information is so readily available. People like back in Hollow's like first, second, third wave, Needy Sanji's first 100 waves, right? Whenever they started grabbing people, it was literally no named people. But now they're actively recruiting indies that already have a following. So when you were an indie, did you already have your identification leak? Did you leak it yourself because you didn't care because you were an indie? But now that you are a corpo, you know, even if you're a corpo now, people still have they still have your old stuff. Even if you delete it or private it, like right now, you could go look up and you could see some of the people that are in corpos right now and see their face. It's readily available. So I don't think this is going to be that big of a thing in like the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to be like, oh yeah, they're a corpo now. And this is where we talk about the Depressed Nosaji's last video where he was talking about the kayfabe and stuff like that. And it's like the kayfabe is great, but at the same time, when we're talking about past lives and stuff like that, it's going to become less and less of a big thing due to the fact that everybody knows what VTubing is now. So if you're going to get picked up for being a VTuber by a company, you most likely already have a following, which means you most likely already have your information out there. So it's going to become less and less of a thing.
So people don't go digging for information, and discussions or attempts to dox VTubers are banned. For the streamers themselves, the need to maintain
Hikikomori.
that privacy means that
Yeah.
a big part of their life online is probably kept hidden from the people they know in real life. Now let's look at it from a viewer's perspective, and I'll summarize some of the great findings by Lou and others here. These points mainly
As
revolve
soon as
around
work's over, I
creativity,
retreat.
connections with anime, memes, and
I
comparison.
think that's also another thing that shows how lonely the world is. I think that's what everybody does. Everybody works a normal day or contribute to society, and then once they get off the clock, they want to go home and they want to go do their own thing, right? So I mean, it makes sense, but yeah.
with real people. First, viewers pointed out that through VTuber streams, they felt like they were able to interact with
Your
anime
culture
characters.
is cruel to hikikomori. I think hikikomori is going to become more and more prevalent. I feel like it is. The only way it's not is if more people put down the electronics. But literally in the beginning of this fucking video, you can see literal farms of people just sitting on bridges pretending to be influencers or whatever the fuck. Like, so like right here, boom, right here, a whole bunch of people sitting up with ring lights outside. Like, and it's outside. You know what I'm saying? So that means normal people that are just driving from work, they look to the right and they see 50 people. Hey, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Right? And you like the NPC challenges. Thank you for the cherries. Thank you for the glizzies. Everybody's seeing it, so it's becoming more of a social and uh, it's more of a social norm. So I think hikikomori is going to become more prevalent due to the fact that people being influencers outside has become normal. Because who the fuck are they influencing? People that are inside. That means more people outside influencing, more people inside not influencing. Hikikomori is going to be more acceptable because more people will be like, hey, that's my stream, that's my chat. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. It's time will tell.
Characters. This comparison isn't just due to aesthetics, but also because the personas and backstories given to VTubers often resembles the fictional world, like being a voice demon or a Grim Reaper's apprentice. Therefore, for many interviewees, tuning into a VTuber stream was like watching weekly episodes of an anime. Several viewers also commented on the creativity of VTuber streams and that they felt it was of higher
This is why I say after they do it, after we look at this,
anime.
it's like watching an anime when you watch a VTuber, right? When you watch the stream, now take the stream that they did and turn it into a cartoon or an episode of an anime where you're double dipping into the market.
Several viewers also commented on the creativity of VTuber streams and that they felt it was of higher
And you
quality
cannot
than real
adapt in the
person
corporate
streams due
culture.
to more thought
Yeah, but Zion isn't the norm, right? Because there's a lot of people that came from indie and they're doing just fine. Like Mista and all them, they all came from like the same Discord group full of indies, and they just ended up getting picked up.
and planning being given to it. Meme culture is also really big with VTubers and their communities. Memes include screenshots from
Bro,
streams or clips
Finn, you probably walk past influencers, you just don't see them. Because you're probably busy, but next time people watch. Look what people are doing. Are they on their phones? Are they looking down? Or are they going like this?
moments during streams.
Girl, my dog died. Let's go!
What the fuck?
That's a joke, right? Please tell me that's a joke.
Comparing VTuber streams with real person streams, viewers note a difference when it comes to money, as VTubers asking for donations was seen as more acceptable. For example, VTuber Kagura Maya has a persona that's enthusiastic to make money, so she will often ask for gifts during streams. How convenient. And because it's a set
That's very
persona,
convenient.
viewers don't find it awkward or see it as transactional when she asks. Furthermore, viewers liken gifting VTubers to paying for an in-game purchase, rather than tipping a real person. Some
What the
interviewees also
fuck? Bro, people treat tipping VTubers as DLC. Yo, that's crazy.
that at times, watching real person streams would make them jealous of the streamer because of the easy money that they got. One interviewee says, I don't like to watch real person streamers, such as beautiful girls singing. I think they are snobbish. They only ask for money from viewers without putting effort into their streams. Many interviewees also mentioned a sense of distance from watching VTubers.
I feel like that person just don't like pretty girls.
Because of them being in a virtual world and viewers being in the real world. And if we think back to that response on soliciting money, it sounds like the distance felt from watching a VTuber helps in terms of donations, because there's less of a direct comparison to be made. That being said, I really do think streaming is a lot harder than people give credit for, especially if we're in a consumer role. If our main purpose is to enjoy something, then it's
You never see
natural for
influencers
everything to
outside.
seem easy, because we're the ones putting in the work. Like, streaming probably looks easy because the streamer is doing a great job at making things look easy. And whilst the association of VTubers with anime remains strong, there's actually a lot of diversity now
You
in
hate pretty
terms of
girls.
VTuber avatars and
I hear
content.
that.
And
I
this
hear
genre
that.
is still
I hear a lot of people. It's because what pretty privilege? Pretty privilege is real, right? So I get why a lot of people don't like it. But it's part of our society. We like people that look attractive. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people that are famous are attractive, and there's a reason a lot of people that are like VTubers or people you don't know, right? you're hoping they're attractive whenever they do a face reveal, or like YouTubers. When YouTubers were first popping, everybody's like, "Oh, can you do a face review, face reveal," because they want to know, low key, are you hot, or they want to know what race you are.
Quite new, so it'll be very exciting to see where things go, especially
You
as
hate them, admire
technology
them at the same
continues
time.
to
I
get
hear that.
more
I think that's
advanced.
normal.
For instance, VTubers right now don't really interact with their virtual world as their 2D backdrops are exactly that. But if they could do more things
How
within
long
it,
she's been
that could
holding
be
the mic,
really fun.
bro?
Maybe
She's been holding this mic for a long ass time, but I'm pretty sure she put it down a couple times to like take a break.
this should be Mark Zuckerberg's next project. Streaming is a very fascinating topic to look at, especially through a social cultural lens, because it's such an interactive medium. And all these communities being formed reflects a lot of our surroundings and how we interact with one another. I think genres like mukbang and VTuber streams has deeper cultural roots than, say, news streams, but they all serve to fulfill a need. And by looking at each of these genres, we got to witness the different kinds of bonds being formed, mediated through a digital space. The news genre facilitated intimacy in China. Korean mukbangs were first streamed to provide comfort, and VTubers bridged that gap between fantasy and reality, providing a new way of interaction. Common to all of these live streams are the relationships that are formed between viewer and streamer. It's one that feels more intimate and real. Because of this, streaming takes parasocial relationships to the next level. Does a 1.5-way relationship lean more towards a one-sided one or a mutual one? Popular streamer Ludwig makes a really great point
Oh
in
my
saying that
God, Yen.
streamers cannot reciprocate everyone's interactions, but the relationships that are formed within the community between a viewer and another viewer can absolutely be meaningful and a genuine one, and these should be encouraged instead. My 2 cents on this topic is that with streamers, you spend a lot of time with them, but be smart on who you spend your energy on. That brings us to the end of this video. It's kind of a
That's pretty good.
but be smart
You spend a lot of time with them, but
on who you spend your
be
energy on.
smart who you spend your energy on. Mm,
That brings us to
okay,
the end of this
okay.
video. It's kind of a
Cooking.
continuation of my last one on parasocial relationships, so if you haven't seen that one,
I don't think I'm ready for another long ass video, but this was actually really dope. I'm hit it with a sub. This is a great video. Link in the description as always. If you guys got more you want to add to the conversation, link in the description or comment section. Comment section. Leave it in the comment section. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.